Hey guys, Banana Luck here and welcome back to another Watcher of Realms video. So today we're back with a hero feature. So if you guys have watched my previous video, you have known that this weekend's Ancient banner is looking pretty sick. So we have Uredin as a new hero coming to Watcher of Realms, and he's from the Chaotic plus Cultist faction. So this guy is pretty nuts, if I can say. Just on first look, let's take a look at stats first, right? So 18k HP, 6.2k attack almost. Pretty nuts, and considering he's from the Chaotic faction, these numbers are looking pretty ridiculous. If you pair him with a gun, this attack on 30% HP alone is gonna set him at like what? Around 10,000 attack. So it's pretty insane. And we just look at his two tips here: multi-target attack plus execution. The only other hero that has execution in this game is Vierna. And it's cool to finally see another hero with the same mechanics coming out. So without further ado, let's get into this hero and explore his toolkit and also look at his awakening. So first of all, this guy is only going to be summoned from the ancient banners. So obviously he's going to be pretty rare, but that's also why he's pretty nuts, right? First skill, basic attack, does 100% AoE damage up to 5 enemies ahead of him. So you really can start seeing him in AoE Arena, Gear Rate 1, and Immortal Collects even. I think those are going to be the interesting areas where you see him. And then his ultimate is a bit complex. There's a few things going on. Let's start with the first one, Potent Surge. So what does this mean? This hero can accumulate rage beyond his original rage cap, so up to 2 times the cap. And all rage will be consumed no matter what when casting his ultimate. So this talent is not supposed to be for him to actually earn rage and cast ultimate twice, for example. That's not what it's supposed to be. Instead, it's gonna give him like a supercharged ultimate instead. So yeah. So first of all, after ultimate is cast, basic attack turns into Phantom Strike. So let's see what Phantom Strike is. Okay. 150% AoE damage to 10 enemies in the range of his ultimate. So more attacks and higher damage. So instead of 5 enemies, it's 10 now, and then it's 150% AoE damage. And then when he has his rage cap maxed out, basic attack turns into Soul Harvest for 15 seconds. So 240% damage essentially, because it's done twice. So basically you want him maxing out his rage cap 2 times, and that rage cap is 800 for each stack and 1600 at max heal cost, because that goes down to 800. So on to his ultimate. Basically another skill that does AoE damage, but it's pretty nuts if you look at it. You see 300% AoE damage and then inflicting stun. But if his Potent Surge is maxed out, he does 800% damage and inflicts stun again. So stun duration is also different, 1 second versus 3 seconds. But that's not all we want to talk about. You see 300%, 800% is just at base level. When that's maxed out, it's bonkers. It goes up to 1200% versus 500%. So yeah, you can already start to see why I said that this guy is crazy. Lots of damage coming out from him, even stun to inflict some control. So I think this is probably a one-hit attack. I think like this ultimate, it's not gonna be like he changes his attack to be all obliterating blast, because it already says that his attack will change into Phantom Strike. So yeah, and this is just talking about damage that he's dealing. We are not even into the juicy part yet. So to help him accumulate rage, there is a passive that helps with that. Lower HP grants higher rage regen, and this goes up to 15 rage regen auto when his HP reaches 30%. So obviously this is in line with the chaotic faction, dudes. every one of them hits their maximum bonus at 30%. And Uredin, no surprise, he has the same mechanics. So on to the most juicy part of his skill kit, Arbiter of Death. So very cool name, and basically when he does Soul Harvest, which is the ultimate if he ultimates with Potent Search, which means maximum rage cap, there is a chance for him to execute enemies, excluding elites and bosses obviously. And this threshold goes up to 35%, and execution chance goes up to 30%. So what I really like about this guy is that his execution is not a one-hit thing. You know, with Vierna and Geared 1, you always sort of have to time her ultimate to execute everyone together. But with the Arbiter of Death, it becomes like a constant thing, you see. Like, Uredin is just gonna be executing dudes for like 15 seconds. So you don't really have to like time it anymore, which I really like. And this also comes with his unyielding effect. So if he receives fatal damage during the effect of his ultimate, which is that 15 seconds, he will not die, and this duration goes up to 7 seconds. So more survivability for him, I guess. And yeah, I think pairing him with like a Cornelian, for example, will really maximize this guy. And last but not least, every chaotic unit has that same cost reduction or damage boost, so Uredin's cost goes down to 15. So really interesting guy, and I really like his skill kit. The only bummer is that this guy is only available in Ancient Summons, so what are the chances that we actually get to pull him? I think close to none, considering how many Ancient Crystals we have left. So on to his Awakenings. I think this is, I haven't looked at it. This is also, you know, what I'm gonna see for the first time. And okay, Arbiter of Death, during the effects of Unyielding, granted by Arbiter of Death, increases attack speed by 200. That's nuts. So giving him more space to clear out the mobs, if any, and when the effect ends, restores 50% of his HP. More survivability for him, and yeah, I think that's nice. This one is probably, okay, crit damage, we'll take that. And then when Potent Search maxes out, damage of Obliterating Blast ignores 40% of target's magic resistance. That's quite nuts. It's only A3, but yeah, I think 40%. Okay, to be honest, A3 is quite tough to get on this guy, so yeah, I think it makes up for the, you know, hook that you get off this. Awaken 4, let's hope this is not more rage regen. Okay, nice. Penetration. So yeah, this guy is really looking pretty nuts now. Let's look at A5. For each enemy taking damage from Obliterating Blast, which is ultimate, increases attack by 5% for 15 seconds, stacking up to 5 stacks. So basically means a 25% attack boost for 15 seconds. And I mean, this guy is just nuts. There's control from his ultimate, there's unyielding, you know, there's execute. It just has so many use cases. The only bummer is that this guy is gonna be freaking rare. I mean, he's just gonna be added to the even more diluted pool of ancient heroes. So yeah, I mean, if we look at like units now from the ancient pool, there's like 14 from the Chaos Dominion. Arbiter has like 7, so that's 21. We include all the lots, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's like, what, 29 units that you could possibly pull. So if you ask me, oh sorry, it's not even 29 because there are 2 lots from some of these factions, right? So 32, 33, it's gonna be 33 different dudes you can pull. And honestly, it's gonna get much harder to get what you really want. I think that's my concern. And you also have a chance to get Pelagius, which is the other 10x unit. Pelagius is nice, don't get me wrong, but I feel like both of these units have a chance in Geared 1 to really excel there. But it's hard to do testing it's hard to say that without actually doing some tests and runs to, you know, investigate these two dudes. But on just initial examination, Uredin seems like the more busted hero because, yeah, I have gun, so just looking at him being in the chaotic faction, I already have, you know, ideas of where I'll run him, and yeah, I think it's just pretty insane. So that's gonna be it for the video. Just a review of Uredin, which is obviously the 10 expander featured hero. I wish you guys luck in the upcoming weekend. I hope you guys actually pull a good legendary, and as well as for the 1+1 or the New Year event if you're gonna pull for that. And I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.